Good afternoon, all. See, everybody's getting their food game on, and I'm incredibly jealous. Had a solid burrito bowl for lunch, but that was quite a while back. So anyway, those familiar or not familiar, this is Twisted Metal 2. Have a pretty interesting dual history with this game. First of all, as a game itself, since like my teenage years, it's one of my favorite games of all time. Like, I absolutely adore everything about this game. It's ridiculous, it's comical, it's insanely over the top, and it's really, really fun. And while I'm not a particularly great speedrunner at this game, the one category I always want to try to go back to for, I guess, marathon safety is the minion category, which is a miscellaneous category. I haven't really messed enough with the default characters to really feel like I'm comfortable with one, though I want to say Axel is the primary speedrun character. However, with Minion's essentially easy mode. He is easily the best character in the game. He's ridiculously overpowered, has way too much going for him, but I can't even name a single downside. To go a little bit further on my history, this is only my second time ever attempting to play this in a marathon here on RGL. The previous attempt was RG Love back in 2018, so about 2.5 years ago, and that didn't end well. I lost the run on stage 6, which is admittedly the hardest stage in the game, and I just felt super dejected. It was my first run of that event too, so I kind of put it on the shelf for a good amount of time, and now I guess I just want revenge. So I de-rested a little bit to start off the month of October, and now we're back to it, and this game's awesome. So let's go ahead and get it started here. So there's a bit of discussion about our cast of characters. So here we have this run and gunner, Roadkill. Got Twister, the race car. Axel, the guy who's welded into 2 giant wheels. Mr. Slam, the construction vehicle. Shadow, the hearse. Got Hammerhead, the monster truck, as mentioned. Outlaw being the police officer. Warthog is the army terrain vehicle. Mr. Grimm on the motorcycle. Grasshopper is the dune buggy. Thumper is the lowrider who has a flamethrower weapon. And then Spectre is a sports car who has like a ghost missile weapon. It like transverses through walls and stuff. But here we're going to be unlocking 2 characters. I'll unlock Sweet Tooth just because. Sweet Tooth's cool to see. Like, it's so weird to me that he's such an iconic character in this franchise, but you have to use an unlock code to get him here. He's also not particularly good in this game. Like, he's just very much a low-tier style of character. He's kind of annoying on AI because his special has, like, ridiculous hit stun, but I'm not too worried. But here's our boy. Got this gigantic tank of a vehicle piloted by a demon. We're gonna go ahead and get started at 3, 2, 1, go. I also have, I'm also playing this on original hardware in a PS2, and I'm using what's called fast disc speed, so we actually get faster RTA. So, here are the upsides of Minion. For one, he has probably the best ramming capability in the game. By that I mean, if I collide with a vehicle head on, they're going to take a lot more damage than I will from them. So like someone like Mr. Grimm is at a complete mismatch because he just really can't do anything if I'm just going to ram into him. Sucks I missed those missiles on Slam. His special weapon that's unique to him is also incredibly good. It's actually just Warthog's weapon, but it also has a freeze missile attached, and I have no idea why. It makes me even more busted. Also, the soundtrack to this game, I can't go without mentioning. This soundtrack is amazing. Love it so much. You can see we're going to be utilizing a lot of like special, or special, and then just kill them. You can just jam into them with turbo, and they take a ton of damage. For someone like Mr. Grimm, they can take as little as 1 cycle. Oh, I got frozen. That sucks. Boo! See, we can just line up with stuff like that. It just gets horribly unfair. Taking it away. That's unfortunate. That's a ring. I guess the thing does have good knockback. Yeah, this is where Minion just becomes insane. He can just smother people like a pillow, and it's just not fair. He gets to just trounce over them. Makes him a lot faster than the other character, but as mentioned, not an official category. It's just the only one I really messed with. Plus, like, this game's amazing. I just love showing it off. Ironically, it's probably the least horrific of all the Twisted Metal titles, outside of maybe something like Small Brawl, but that's intentional. The reason I say that is because Well, the first one went for a more realistic style of what it was trying to depict. This game offers more of like a comic book style. If you watch the cutscenes at the beginning and through the endings, you get to see everything played out almost like a cartoon. It's really, really well done, and has some cool dark imagery to it, kind of similar to what Image Comics was doing around this time. But compared to like what came before in Twisted Metal 1 and what came later in, say, Twisted Metal Black, not really much of a comparison. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention about Minion, he has the fastest cooldown time in his specials. Specials are not an item that you can collect, they have to automatically refill as part of your inventory. But the reason it's so good for Minion is because his specials refill faster than anybody else's. I think Twister is the fastest of the default characters, and she's a great character herself, but Minion just doesn't make any sense why he's able to get all of this so quickly. So that's our first stage. LA is pretty basic, not really much to say there. Moscow can be a bit of a problem, and I'm already kind of dreading this because I have to fight two characters that are some of the more annoying to fight in this stage specifically. To me, this is legit one of the harder stages in the run. It has the least number of enemies, so that's something to take into account, but the reason it's difficult, in my opinion, is because the closed space makes things really convoluted, and it makes some characters just absolutely appalling to have to fight. Axel's one of them, and I'm definitely happy about getting ready to take him out first. Sweet Tooth is another. Sweet Tooth isn't incredibly powerful, but when he can be utilized as an assist, like, if he's coming up to, like, just try to use his special to, like, just try to stun lock you or something, then that can get, like, what he's trying to do right now. That can get really ugly. Reason being, see, his little pink cone he's shooting at us, it doesn't do very much damage, but it launches us, and it can cause some real problems if we're trying to line up literally anything with him. It also refills quickly, similar to Minion's special. Almost to the point where you can just spam it. Where'd she go? I heard Grasshopper. I don't know where she went, though. Thumper is the kind of car that I just don't mind fighting as long as I'm behind him. His special is a flamethrower, and trying to fight that from the front can really lead to some really bad times. Right, I'm just going to scout a little bit here. Basically go after the first thing I see. Getting kind of trolled here, though. There's not really a whole lot of, like, approach. Oh, that's fine. Grasshopper special is pretty bad. Where she jumps in the air and basically just slams her vehicle on top of you. It's not particularly useful, and it also doesn't do very good damage, but it does provide some mobility, which is kind of cool, I guess. Twister's really good, but her health is really low, so it won't take too much effort to take her out. Oh, he's right behind me, isn't he? Love this song, too. This is one of my favorite songs in the game. Operatic banger. Don't know where he's going. I'm going to try and line up with freeze. That's not good. Another thing to know with this game, there are command inputs that you can use to utilize directions. Oh yeah, forgetting to blow this up too. I haven't done that in a while. And you can use that to do inputs like freeze missile or landmine or reverse weapon. Pretty decent Moscow there, given what I had to put myself up against. Thumper in that stage is also obnoxious. On to Paris. Paris is similar to Los Angeles, but it's quite a bit more open. There's a lot more to do here. I actually like this stage quite a bit. The music's also great. It's like a heavy metal version of Frere Jacques. Sorry about the mime. No, I don't want that yet. We have a lot of artillery, though. Oh, he got away. I got Warthog instead. That'll work. Warthog does have pretty good health, but his mobility is just so much worse than ours. That. I'm gonna also show off a quick visual for you all. This isn't gonna do any damage to enemies or anything, I just really like doing it. Scale the camera back. You can use this remote mine in the top of the Eiffel Tower to get this to happen, for those that are unaware. I'll just knock over. It also creates a ramp that goes to the top of the buildings. Twister's special is actually pretty incredible. You can, to acknowledge what AK said, he is correct in that it's only better in enclosed areas, but in enclosed areas, she can she has such fast recoverability on her special that she can just chain like 4 or 5 of them together and just kill you. And she has the fast cooldown period that allows her to get away with that. She's a really technical character, but who requires a pretty good amount of practice and skill, but she's very, very good. Like, for actual good characters, I think you're looking at, like, I mean, she's up there. There's also Spectre, Axel. Axel's amazing. Probably the best ramming capability outside of Minion. Even better than Hammerhead. Hammerhead's pretty worthless. Worst character in the game, in my opinion. Shadow's also very good. Can't forget about Shadow. His special is amazing. It's basically like a remote mine that you can launch. Makes a cool noise, too. Hammerhead's not going to be a threat. I can just keep running into him, and he's not going to be a problem, because his special is just what I'm doing to him, except he's way worse at it. So not an issue. Probably. Oh god, not a glitch. No! This game does that sometimes. Sometimes you get caught in corners and you can't do much. I need to go find some dudes. Oh wow, that reverse shot, I feel you. Discombobulating sec too. So anyway, throughout most stages, I tend to not want to use too many weapons. Non-special weapons don't refill throughout stages. You actually have to manually refill them. So I'm gonna look around for some loot real quick. Twister's up top, and I'm getting pretty irritated. When you see the blinking dot on the radar, that means that they're that far away from you, but if they're blinking, that means they're on a different floor. So, she's gonna play hard to get. I guess I have to go mess with that a little bit. And now she's on the ground. This happens sometimes. It's what I get for creating that ramp, I guess. Minion also has ridiculous handling. Like, no, you're not getting close. Or apparently you do. This sucks. So as long as I can get away here, we're fine. Definitely wanted that freeze, though. Well, that's not my favorite. Just take her out. Twister really can't stand up to that. Hey, appreciate it, yo. Thank you. Yeah, if you're looking for good specials in, like, open areas, Spectre's the best. He has a homing missile that actually goes through surfaces. Like, it can just go through walls. So as a zoning character, he's phenomenal. But he can't really hold up very well in close. He's not designed for that. So this is Amazonia. This is our 4th stage, and also where we would be fighting Minion if we weren't playing as Minion. Which is another reason why playing as Minion is just disgustingly cheap. I want you to die. Why are you not dead? Sometimes they'd be like this. They could have full health and they would still do this sometimes. It's just like, nope, I'm just going to be lame and run away. Granted, I would want to run away too if there were a giant tank chasing me, but especially one this fast. But still. It's a video game, for crying out loud. Axel's just one of those characters that I always want to try to actively take out as fast as I can. He's way too much of a threat. He's one of the few characters that can actually fight Minion in close. His special is a shockwave that has a really good area of effect hitbox. And it launches. So it can actually, like, just interrupt combo chains and stuff. I also love how he screams out Axel power when he does that. See, like, look at that launch capability. This character's so good. He just sends you sky high. Alright, I gotta get back to surface. The lava actually does do damage to you over time if you decide to stay on it. I wasn't trying to. I was trying to actually refill my health, but... got memed there a bit. Get out of here, clown. Yeah, these two together are an issue. They basically both have launching specials that work really well together. So I'm really happy I was able to get rid of one of them. And there the other. No, get out of the fire. I'm gonna ignore her. Really not bothered. What I want to do now is try to see if I can refill my health, because I'm getting pretty low, and dying in this game is not where you want to be. One of the downsides of Minion, especially for a marathon like we're doing this weekend, is the fact that every character that isn't a secret character has the ability to warp to certain stages by using the password system. Minion can't do that. Minion can only play from the first stage. So if I lose the run, like, that's it. I don't have save state set up or anything like that. Like, I can try on the recovered stage with a different character, which I've done before, but it just never seems to work out. So forgive me for trying to wash my tush. Forget where exactly the door is here, but do my best to try to get rid of it. There we go. Didn't get the freeze missile because it went overhead. No! Pro tip, if you're on fire, you can use turbo to get rid of it. If you're out of turbo, well, don't get set on fire. Let's see. One enemy left, that being Spectre, so we need to go find him. Simple. Remember right, I think there's health down here. Yeah, that was right. Cool. Cool. Can't get any extra weapons at this time. I'm just gonna use the basic machine guns. So machine guns are useful sometimes. They're pretty bad for damage, but it's not really why you use it. The upside of machine guns is you can use machine guns anytime that you're utilizing any other weapon. So I could just be holding R2, which is the default machine gun button, the whole time while I'm just doing stuff. But machine guns, I believe, don't overheat. I recall in the first Twisted Metal they did, but I don't recall if that carried over to the second one. Okay. Here's where things have the potential to get ugly. These two stages are absolutely the biggest run killers in this game. I'm really glad I'm deathless up to this point, but this is where things can fall apart in a hurry. New York and Antarctica back-to-back is a pretty cruel joke that this game likes to play. Amazing music aside. Do I fight these guys? Actually, I'd rather not be down here. I can probably kill Mr. Grimm pretty easily. Yeah, absolutely. He came to me, so we'll do this. See, one special, double ram. Not an issue. I also got frozen before that happened, so that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and leave. So I'm actually gonna expand my area of view because this is where things can get kind of dumb. This is the first stage where you can plainly see we can have issues with being knocked off the ledge, and I'd rather that not happen because it's instant death. Like, it's not just like, oh, you lose half your health, try again. You actually lose life. Do not want. Saw a little 2-for-1 there. I'll take it. Weapons like Ricochet are also super good here. Ricochet doesn't do a ton of damage. The damage is pretty good, but it has a severe amount of knockback, so if someone tries to approach me from where I am right now, I can just Ricochet them and they're probably going to fall off. You jerk. Homing missiles. Homing missiles. Oh, that's unfortunate. Where's he going? Oh, did he suicide? It would be pretty funny. Oh, here's this guy. Hammerhead's not an issue, as I mentioned before. But I do have to kill him. Generally, for the sake of survivability, I'm okay with just doing this as opposed to just chasing down enemies. Because trying to go anywhere that has, like, closer cliff sides, this game can get pretty problematic really quickly. Like, I'm tempted to just go over there and confront Sweet Tooth just because he's literally doing nothing right now, but that's also a really scary notion. Try and see if I can do a roadkill here. I have a pretty good amount of homing capability here. Oh, he chased me. How about that? Yeah, that's gonna be bad. This. Try and ricochet him to his death. Oh no! Ricocheted myself. You catch up too fast to your own ricochet. That's actually really bad. I should still be able to survive here, though. This is going to be kind of sketch. Oh, he's beautiful right now. See, these pink cones are insane. He can essentially spam them, and okay, I can't confront him right now. Yes, I got greedy, but that's what happens sometimes. I didn't think he was going to be able to fight me from that far away. Oh well, that's one death. I've still got 2 lives left. He should still be in the same spot, and he's not going to have any health, so... Woo. This for roadkill. I do want to see where I am. Man, that was obnoxious. I did not think the game was going to be capable of doing stuff like that. If you fire too far up from where enemies are, then sometimes your shots actually go into the floor, which you don't want. So what you can do is there's an input that lets you fire the weapon that you currently have selected in reverse, but there's also a reverse napalm input that's exclusive to itself. Okay. For this stage, I may not be talking much because Antarctica is everything you saw in New York, except it's way harder. It has ice physics. It has segments of the floor which will actually give way and try to kill me actively. I just don't want any part of any of that, so I gotta basically just remain as vigilant as I possibly can. Who hit me with that ricochet? This is where things start to get scary. Anytime something hits you that actually knocks you forward and has like a lot of pushback, it's pretty horrifying to put up with. Mostly because I don't know where it's coming from. Someone fell to their death, that's cool. Ricochet is also good here, but... Definitely not taking a teleport anywhere. There's a good amount of resources in this stage, but it's just kind of annoying because essentially every enemy is a threat. Like here we have Axel and Twister, both great characters on their own, and the fact that they're trying to dual confront me is going to be kind of crappy. Get the power missiles out. If I still had them, I do not. Lost them when I died. Don't touch me. He did that right as I was pressing L2, so that was pretty close to an input read. I need some help. I believe there should be some down here. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's really, really shitty game. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. What a guard. Guarding the health with the best front special in the game for consistent damage. That was dirty. So I got 4 enemies left. Outlaw's not too annoying. The taser is obnoxious, but it doesn't do much damage, and we also recover from it pretty quickly. Just trying to get myself turned around. What's up, Rolf? How you doing? Thumper also doesn't have much health. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of Shadow because he's here. Yeah, that was a mistake, but I didn't get super punished for it. I just took a hit. Okay, I'm really, really low on weapons. I may go around scout for a bit. It won't take that long for me to get a special refilled, but I'm also, like, not trying to do that. Shifty. Got over the freeze missile, though. Alright, I need to leave. Sooner the better. I'm gonna go do some safety. I'd like to have 1 spare life by the time I get to the last stage. The final boss fight can be pretty silly. Okay, this is not good. This is breaking away too. The stage is being the worst right now. Am I dead? Yep, that sucks. Like I said, this game can be really, really mean. Didn't have valid resources there, and I ran out of all my weapons trying to kill everybody else. Fortunately, now the run is in jeopardy. Because I'm not too worried about the oh dear God, what is happening right now? Right, last life. Firmly believe I can do this. The area of effect on her special is kind of awful. Like, it's really good for her, it's really bad for me. Like, yeah, sure, it causes a juggle state, but the problem is it has more range than Axel's, and it causes launch just like his. But it doesn't do as much damage, and her ramming capability is basically negligent, but had more to worry about than that. Right, so on paper, Holland is a pretty intimidating stage. It has the most enemies of any stage in the game, tapping out at 9 for a single-player run and 8 for a dual-player run. So it's basically just maximizing the game's memory. It's also, I believe, the smallest stage in the game, though that might be Moscow. I don't think this stage is particularly difficult, but It can't have some. It can't cause some issues. I did not want that blown up. And I've seen so much of the thumper in this run. What is going on here? Nice. Got a direct hit with napalm. It's always good. Ooh, ricochet. All right. Also, this music is a certified banger. I love this song so much. Homing missile. Homing missiles are really weak. They don't do a lot of damage, but their homing capabilities, as indicated by the name, is clearly super good. Got saved there. Ram her. Nice. Dual ramming capability. Let's go. That was insane. They knew I was going to be there. What kind of damage I can get. How is Spectre still alive? Oh, not a concern anymore. Look at this. We caused all this destruction, and there's still 5 enemies left. Kind of wild. Try and spread things out here. I want to make sure I get clearer shots of this special. I just want to be able to mid-max as much as I can. Not, you know, stock up on homing missiles, which aren't particularly good. They are useful, but they're not good. Stop that, please. This is bad. Let's leave. Yeah, that's not good either. Getting frozen by a character with a flamethrower, not optimal. I think I'm gonna hold off on the health for a little bit. I don't think I need it. Roadkill is a character I don't mind fighting from the front, unlike Thumper. Roadkill special is a boomerang that's really bad on send, but on return, since it's a boomerang, it actually does like 4 times the damage that it would normally do. So if its special gets out, I'll just usually just let it hit me. It's better than having it curve around and try to hit me on the reverse. Bye. Thumpers look like she's all she wrote. Come here. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried here because it is the last stage, and the stage initially is honestly not that bad. Like Hong Kong, I don't mind. I have run into some issues there before, but the bigger concern is going to be the boss, who we have to fight after we clear out the enemies, and we have to fight him twice. Throw out a quick spoiler there. There is a really cheap strat that I utilize to try to take him out as fast as possible, but sometimes I can't do it without a death, and I can't afford a death here. So I'm going to rendezvous a couple things. Who is this? Grasshopper just randomly run into me? She did. Her. So, for reference, this is the area where I'm going to try and fight the final boss. That was insane. Alright, y'all had that sniped. Good on you. Anyway, let's get up in here. I'm essentially going to try and collect everything I possibly can before I head back out. I don't normally do this, but I'm down to my last life, so I have no issue just being lame here. Definitely want the lightning weapon. Won't be using that yet, but eventually. Where is everybody? So here's the part where I actually want to leave, because, I'll be honest, I don't actually want to fight this many enemies in here. They're going to try and swarm me, and there's just no point in letting that happen. Music's really, really good, too. Yeah, let's keep going around and find stuff. Okay. That's rude. Hammerhead is just doing stuff this run. What is happening? Like, he's pretty weak, but he is actually making really good utilization of freeze missiles. I guess that's all he can do, right? Okay, so that helps. There's another health in case I need it. See if I can bottleneck myself. I'd rather fight every enemy in front of me rather than enemies in front and behind me. That's just beat 'em up logic. Sure. Oh, baby. One thing I should point out about Mr. Slam, he actually has an inherent nerf against Hammerhead and Minion. He cannot, if he uses his special, which is like a command grab, it doesn't actually grab them. It does like pretty good damage and some knockback, but it's not nearly as useful as it against him or against them as it is against other characters. I'm gonna dodge this bomb real quick. Taking this health for safety, but first I'm gonna get Twister out of the way. Dude, their freeze capability right now is ridiculous. Like, look at Hammerhead and Slam just like tossing these things at me. I'm gonna turbo out so I can get that. Yeah, that wasn't good. Admittedly. We're the tag team champions right now. Roadkill boxing me in too. That ricochet literally saved him, and I got frozen again. So this isn't great. Of course. I'm just getting trolled right now. I'm gonna try and run away as quickly as I can, but of course. This is not my favorite. Alright, so Slam's out. That's good. This will also allow me to be able to refill my specials if I just continually run away here. Just gotta work on some resource management. I forget if there's health over here. There's health down one more alleyway. Just need to be able to find it. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. Not quite the full one, but I think there's a full health refill in like every single stage, but I could be wrong. Okay. 2 enemies left. One is Sweet Tooth. Don't mind that. Go away. God, that pink cone also just has insane range. Like, it just doesn't die out. Just chase you forever. Also not a full health refill, but that's okay. Get out of the way here. I don't want that hitting me. Okay. 1 enemy left. Good news is for the boss, we'll have our health refilled, but I still have to get somewhere where I'm going to be able to basically contain myself and hope for the best. That was absurd. What is with that absurd knockback on that ricochet? Maybe all I have. Okay. That took a lot more resources than I wanted it to, but we still got there. Alright, last life for the boss. Story here being that Darktooth is actually, I believe, Yellow Jacket from the first game. Who now comes back in this gigantic monster truck vehicle. So lucky me, I got put right next to the parlor, and I'm going to take full advantage of that by trying to get things, not slide into that teleporter. And here's where things are going to get ugly. Here he is. That's not good at all. I was trying to hit the teleporter, and now that I overshoot it, I got hit by a freeze missile. Lovely. I still have a chance here, but this is going to be sketch. We're going to teleport at the top. And there is health up here, which I'm going to be obtaining eventually. But first, I'm going to be really lame by bringing out the lightning, which should be able to hit him. It's not particularly super good, but it's free damage, essentially. So here's the cheap stuff about Darktooth. Clearly, because he's like 15 feet tall, his ramming capability is insane, so I don't want to interact with him at all. Pretty much anything he fires at you causes a juggle. His special is ridiculous because it has pure homing capability and it catches you on fire, so you have to use turbo to put that out. Worst part is, if I freeze him, while it does render him from being able to do much, he can still use his special if he's frozen. So he's really cheap. See, just launched it right out there. be close. I'm definitely in trouble, but I think I can maybe have a chance of getting away. This isn't good though. I ran out of turbo. Like you can, there's a certain amount of turbo you have to be able to get away from that. Yeah, I figured so. It's a hard fight. That's why I like having one additional life going into that. But oh well, the run died. At least you all got to see what you could of it. This game and I in marathons just do not get along. God, I thought it was going to be that time. Hey, Barris with the raid. Thank you so much. Appreciate the GGs nonetheless. This game was really mean today. The New York spot especially. Like, I don't know what the heck happened there. It was just nuts. Maybe another time, but I put this game off for 2.5 years, and now y'all know why. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna need to go calm down for that, which I'm gonna do by watching Cypherin do some Demon's Crest. And I hope you all stick around for that. We'll have him here pretty shortly. And I'll go ahead and move you all on over with our split screen here. And see you all soon. Enjoy.